Okay, so we're going to pick up here, and we're going to look at some of the CBRS devices that are available in the market. We're going to look at some of the protocols that are used for video, and then I'm going to take you through a demo that we recorded of QoS protected video streaming. So in terms of video streaming today, IP-based video is everywhere. So everything from streaming services like Netflix to IP-based CCTV, live streaming, and Zoom, which we all exist on nowadays. There's some important differences in the ways that video can be distributed across a network, and that can have an impact on your network design. So we're going to focus on these two examples. Live streaming, number one, is generally the video source is pushing to an ingestion server. And clients also pull from that same server using RTMP or HLS, something like that. But typically, if you're sending live streaming footage, that is being pushed out. And it also uses TCP, so there's more QoS capability there. IP CCTV tends to be a pull. It'll be a network video recorder somewhere on your network that is discovering cameras and then requesting the footage from them, and traffic from cameras to the NVR typically will use UDP. So for live streaming, we can exist because we're pushing video out. We can exist behind a NATed gateway. That's not a problem. That's how you get roving cameras out there, sending video straight to the mixing desk at News HQ. And they can use Verizon, AT&T, anyone they like, because they're pushing out. But for CCTV, that becomes more complex because you tend to have a centralized core, EPC core, as Andrew mentioned, and then you start having to do some pretty sophisticated routing and hairpinning of video traffic. So with that said, let's just touch on some of the devices themselves. Let's talk about IP cameras that have CBRS built in. Tricks. No, there isn't one yet. We are yet to see a native CBRS equipped IP camera, but there are a really wide range of devices that you can use to connect your cameras to the CBRS network. All different kinds of formats, form factors. We maintain a list, as you can see there, Celona.io CBRS devices, and you can also anytime go to the CBRS Alliance website, and they have another list there, which has everyone who's passed certification, and that is under the certification section. Okay, so let's talk in a bit more detail about some of the options that are available out there. Many of these we've done videos, as Greg mentioned earlier, on JL's lab. So if you want to see a practical real-world test of a device on Celona CBRS network, go check out Team Celona on YouTube. Back to the boxes. So we'll start with Multitech. They make a pretty wide range of devices, actually, and they start from the sort of lower end, where they start with a USB multifunction device, appears as Ethernet in a laptop, for example, all the way through to rugged gateways with multiple Ethernet ports and ability to interact with serial systems and telemetry. Cradlepoint, we've tested many of in fact, we've tested all of their CBRS capable products now in the lab, and you'll find those videos online. Obviously, Cradlepoint's been around a long time, a lot of pedigree in the mobile space. The support for CBRS comes from the modules that they're using. You can do some pretty sophisticated things, policy-based routing. You can have multiple modems for failover or for aggregation. And it does feature cloud management as well. Sierra, again, another vendor who's got a strong pedigree in mobile, a lot of vehicle-based systems, ruggedized systems that can be used in industrial scenarios on vehicles. And you'll see there, we mentioned FirstNet. There's actually many of the FirstNet capable devices out there will operate on CBRS. one of them being Petlink. Now, haven't actually got my hands on the Petlink yet to test on CBRS, but from my experience in events and streaming live video, I'm pretty familiar with the platform and the capability it has for bonding. So pretty excited to get my hands on that and give that a test. So keep an eye out for that on JR's lab. Just quickly nipping back to the cradle point, because it's the one of the devices we use in our demo. They have the AR2200 great branch option, which has PoE built in. And that really means you could easily deploy it, attach 4 cameras, PoE powered, and connect that back to a CBRS network with 1 or 2 modems. So it's really interesting in terms of how you can deploy that in the network. So we've got a few more to cover. See, we said there's quite a few devices out there, more than you think. BC Technologies up in Canada, they've got a really good solid budget product. The MX240 comes in, I think, at under $400, if I'm correct. And they also have some outdoor CPE type with high gain antenna. So we're looking to we're excited to test those and see the kind of range we're going to see. In Seago, I have those here on the shelf. I'm just waiting for a new firmware so I can test them. First impressions, build quality of their rugged products is exceptional. I'm also looking forward to getting hold of their 5G hotspot, which is currently, I think, only available on Verizon. Lana and Encore. Lana have got a great pedigree with vendors. A lot of network appliances are run on Lana hardware. Again, they've got a full range of platforms, whether they be vehicle-based, branch, you name it. They have a product there, and they have a CBRS-capable modem module, which can be inserted in a lot of their devices. Encore, I'm not as familiar with. We're looking to get those. Looking at their specs and where they're aiming their product, that's very much on the industrial side. They're very, very rugged and support for things like fiber optic in areas where you've got a lot of sensitivity to EM. So now we're going to move on and take a look at a lab we built here and tested video with QoS enabled end-to-end over CBRS. The lab network consists, if we start on the right to left, if you haven't seen a full Celona architecture diagram yet, this will be a little new to you. Celona Orchestrator is cloud-based, and that is control of the network. It is how you configure QoS and allow devices, disable them, etc. That is your cloud management platform. Celona Edge, that can be deployed either in the core or on your local area network for purposes of video. Deploying the Celona Edge on your network edge is important. That removes the need for any hairpinning up to a cloud core. Within the LAN, we also have network video recorder, iPerf server. Everything is switch gigabit Ethernet in this particular layout. And then we have the Celona AP, which connects to Celona Edge. Everything, all the traffic between the Celona AP and Celona Edge is encrypted. So it is a tunnel, very much like how Wi-Fi APs might tunnel back to a controller. On the CBRS network itself, we have the Cradlepoint gateway, which has the SLA for video. And then we have also a number of different devices, iPhone SE 2 in the network and an iPad Pro, the 2020 version, both of which have native CBRS support. And from those, we're running iPerf tests. So we have unprotected best effort data coming from those mobile devices and a video SLA on the video traffic coming from the Cradlepoint. We have a second video stream in this network, and that comes from a Zebra ruggedized tablet. It's aimed at the same view as the video feed via the Cradlepoint, so you can see differences when we start to run iPerf tests. Now, let's get to the interesting part. So this is a video we recorded of the demo in action. Quick historical note, you're the first people to see this demo outside of Celona and Cradlepoint. So let's get this started. So what are we looking at? Up here in the top right-hand corner, this is the QoS protected video coming from the cradle point, protected via the video SLA. Underneath that, we have a video feed coming from the Zebra tablet, coming to the same server over the same network, but without any QoS protection. And we're monitoring traffic flows using the NTOP NG, if any of you are familiar with that. We're monitoring real-time traffic flows to and from the Celona network. And shortly, you will see the first iPerf test will start. And we'll start to see some issues with the blue line here. This is the buffer. There you go. We've started the iPerf test and the buffer just took a huge hit. You'll also start to see frame rate drops. You see it just dropped there to 12 frames per second. Bit rate is dropping. And if you're looking at the video, you'll start to see some stuttering. Up top, though, where we have a protected video stream, no issues. So we're protecting the bit rate of that video stream to the server. And you can see that we have much higher bit rate going from the Cradlepoint to our streaming server than the other two unprotected, which are just on a round robin scheduler balancing the load between them. Okay, so you can see we just added a second iPerf stream and it has made things worse. That'll show up in NTOP shortly. Now, this is, as I mentioned before, this is RTMP. So we are pushing from behind the cradle point and from the Zebra tablet to the video ingestion server on the LAN. And that will pretty much take up the bulk of the available bandwidth on the uplink. And we'll, as soon as we start overloading with these iPerfs, that's when you see problems with that bottom stream. So the second iPerf has been started, and you can see that we have, let's see if I can highlight that. You can see the protected stream still rolling away happily. Buffer is pretty stable. Picture quality is outstanding. And we have protected bitrate from that device. And the rest are using our round robin load balance scheduler, which, as you can see, is working pretty efficiently because we have very, very precise balancing between each of those traffic flows. You can see that on that day, I'd actually had the mainstream up and running for over 3 hours at this point. So you can see that stability is pretty incredible, and it gives you an idea of exactly how much data we're moving. Because you can see we've got over 6 gig of video traffic transferred. So that's the live demo. We have network quality supported end to end. So from the Cradlepoint source traffic all the way through to our ingestion server, we're maintaining those QoS tags end to end and keeping a very high quality protected video stream, even when there's lots of overload traffic on the network. We've stopped the iPerf servers, and you can see that everything is stabilized here down below. We're back at 30 frames per second, fairly steady. We're up near 5 megabits a second on bit rate. And, that is the full demo. Pretty exciting stuff. It was a great day when I got this one recorded. Very, very happy.